What's up, guys? Episode 3 of the Run It Again podcast. What an exciting weekend filled with football.
This divisional round of football was just like the wild card. I'd say it wasn't as crazy as the wild card or as wild as the wild card, but it was great football.
I would say it was more controversial.
A lot of, yeah.
Definitely this week.
There was definitely some more controversial things going on.
I didn't think.
But, what's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, no.
I basically was going to say I didn't think Bills fans could be,
If you're a Bills fan, you're watching this.
I don't.
We'll wait.
Okay.
But we have our opinions.
Yeah.
And you're not going to like it, probably.
You guys got to know ball.
You got to know ball. Bills fans, do you really know ball? All right, so just like Noah mentioned, it's episode 3. We're going to kick it off with Run It Again.
Nate and I chose this particular play for the Run It Again segment. As you can see, it's 3rd and 1, second quarter, 9:41 left to go. Bills are up 7-3. Broncos are knocking on the door. They're on the, what is that?
6 yard, 7 yard line?
The 6 or 7 yard line. And they 3rd and 1, they go heavy package. Nate, you want to explain the play more?
Absolutely. So let's dive into this here. So just like Noah mentioned, it's 7-3. Bills are up, 3rd and 1. Obviously, this is a big play here. And defensively, we're going to start on the defense side of things, okay? Defensively, 3rd and 1, goal to go. You're thinking run. You're thinking something. This is two down territory, right?
Yep.
Even if they get half a yard, they're going for it. Okay?
Tush push.
They're tush pushing. They're doing whatever. And on top of that, you're also thinking this, why? This is the 3rd week in a row we've featured this formation, by the way, which is crazy.
Pretty popular.
It's becoming super popular in NFL. But what we mean by that, if you haven't seen the other episodes, they are in a heavy set. They bring in one more tackle. They bring in another tackle here. So, and this is also kind of a disguised look again. So at top of the screen here we have Cortland Sutton, our X receiver, tackle, guard, center. Then from there we have guard, tackle, another tackle, and 2 tight ends. So with that being said, when you line up in a bunch formation or close formation like this, it is hard for the defense to tell who's eligible, who's actually a tackle, who's actually a tight end, so on and so forth.
Need a lot of communication.
A lot of communication. Absolutely. As a defense, you have to spot this out, right? Especially because they just broke a huddle. They went to the line of scrimmage real fast, got set. They got to diagnose it quick. So number 73 here is actually an eligible tight end, but he is a tackle. They line up in a pistol formation under center, and here we're going to roll the clip. Bo Nix sends a guy in a short motion, hard play action to the left. They actually run a sail route, okay, / kind of a smash route where that tight end releases inside and then right to the corner. That's going to occupy that safety in the corner here, which is Tre'Davious White, I believe. So they set up the play action really well here. You get 4 defenders over the top, actually, 2 backers, a D tackle, and a corner biting on the left. But obviously, it's a play action. We're going to the right. So we have our sail route here, and then from there, we have our tackle leaking out to the flat. Big boy touchdown. All right,
this lineman's dream right there.
This is every lineman's dream, right?
Especially in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, actually, that makes it even more important to them. I mean, it's a playoff game.
Who was that?
So. Frank Corum. So let's take another look here. As you can see, they spot him out here. Once again, center, guard, tackle, tight end. So technically 3 tight ends in a row. Bunch set, right out of the huddle. Short motion, thinking power. Okay, this is essentially a power look. We take that tight end across to kick out or wrap. It could be like a kind of like a counter / power play. But they bring him around, hard play action, leak out that flat lineman, and then boom, right into the end.
And that was a hands catch. You see that?
I know. That wasn't a body catch. Look at that. He probably played tight end at some point in his life.
Oh yeah.
Bo Nix is loving it. It's just an absolutely great play, and once again, another tackle over formation. So
Broncos moving on.
Broncos move on.
Are they going to run it again?
I say they run it again in the AFC Championship.
Beautiful.
All right, guys, that is it for the Run It Again segment. Now we're going to move on to Coach's Carousel. Noah, take us to Coach's Carousel. Either the editing works out or I'm keeping that entire thing in the video.
Oh, man. So a couple hours ago, McDermott got canned by the Bills.
Yep. Taken out. He's been there for 9 years. He's officially done. We're going to talk about it here more in depth, but, I think it's kind of justified.
I kind of feel for the guy. I mean,
yeah,
he's not going to get to see that new stadium get built.
Yeah, he's going to be missing out on the new stadium in Buffalo, but
up to this point, we got Harbaugh to the Giants, Stefanski to the Falcons, McDaniel, second interview with the Browns.
Yeah, so they might be closing in on him. We'll see.
We're not too sure on what Mike T's going to end up doing.
Rumor has it, for me, what I've heard this in a couple of places on social medias. I don't think Mike Tomlin's coaching next year. I think he's done for the year.
Yeah.
So
we could see him on TV at some point.
Yeah.
But somebody I'm really excited to see this upcoming season is John Harbaugh with the Giants.
Make sure, if you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you subscribe. We have a lot of YouTube shorts, TikToks, Instagram, stuff like that we do. And we did a little segment on John Harbaugh already, but we're going to talk about it here. I think this is an amazing signing for the Giants. Okay, it was like 5 years, $100 million, but if you look at John Harbaugh's success, in the NFL, and then look at the young talent the Giants have,
they're going to turn that around.
They have the pieces.
There's no reason why the Giants aren't going to be able to be. What were they the last 3 seasons?
They were bad.
They're just
past
bad.
Couple seasons. Their last decent season was with Daniel Jones like 6 years ago, 5 years ago. But they have the pieces. They have another high draft pick this year. Probably going to be defense. Their offense is good, in my opinion. And their defense could be really good. So, honestly, they could draft whoever, and it's going to be
And I feel like players are going to want to play for John Harbaugh. Like we said a couple episodes ago, he's very similar to Mike Tomlin, and a lot of people wanted to play for Mike Tomlin. I feel like a lot of players want to play for John Harbaugh.
100%. I couldn't agree more.
And we were talking a little bit a couple days ago over this. A lot of players want to go to the city of New York.
Yeah, and that's another thing I bet you this weighed in on his decision for where he wanted to coach. Young talent, okay, a coach that everybody respects, and he's going to bring in a good OC, good DC. We know that. He's going to bring in some good coaches.
Didn't Todd Monken go with him?
Potentially he's going to. People think that Monken's going to be going with him, which I could see, especially with the kind of pieces they have offensively. I could see that working. And then 3, the location.
Yeah.
NFL players. They want to be in New York City, Big Apple, blah, 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 all that stuff. So
Giants are going to be a good football team next year.
Unfortunately, as a Dallas fan, I think they're going to run the division for the next couple of years.
Oh, there we go.
And it sucks to say that, but I got probably 7-8 more years of no Super Bowl. No Super Bowl. No.
This is
no hope or anything, because it's going to be the
gosh.
Giants running the division. So it's unfortunate for me, but it's a great move for the Giants.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about Mike McDaniel, second interview with the Browns?
Mike McDaniel, and we talked about this before.
He's not a head coach, I don't think.
Not a head coach, but I love his offense.
Yeah.
And that's what the Browns need.
Because that defense.
Yes.
Browns might, I could see them being, they definitely have the pieces. I do think they paid too much for Myles Garrett. Steelers paid too much for TJ Watt. And I only say that because people always compare the two.
Right.
But with the Browns defense, there's no reason why they can't be, a top 10 team overall in the league.
I 100% agree. Their defense is so good, and I'm glad you mentioned that, and here's why. Because their D coordinator, Jim Schwartz, okay, he also has 2 interviews for the head coach job for the Browns.
Oh, wow.
There's no way the Browns are going to get rid of Jim Schwartz. They know how good he is. They know how good their defense is. So I'm assuming because McDaniels had 2 interviews and so has Jim Schwartz, they're trying to figure out how both of them can work together. It might be kind of like a co-head coach type deal. Obviously it's not going to be that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But either what I'm assuming is they're going to be like, hey, if we hire McDaniel, are you going to work with him? Like to Jim Schwartz. Are you guys going to work together? And then vice versa. And they're going to hire either or. And let's say they do hire Jim Schwartz. I guarantee you there's something in there. If they hire Jim Schwartz, Mike McDaniel has to be the OC.
Yep.
And
that's another team that has a high draft pick. They have a high draft pick every year. But similar to the Giants, I think the Browns have the pieces to be really good next year.
They do.
So,
And with the current state of the division,
there's a lot of unknowns.
there's a lot of unknowns, but it could be the similar thing I'm going to be experiencing here with the Giants for you with the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Just being realistic, the Browns could run this division for a couple years.
And obviously the Steelers are still searching for a head coach. The Rooneys have cleaned house, told all the assistant coaches that they can look for jobs elsewhere. I'm kind of sad to see our special teams coordinator, Danny Smith.
No, what is he actually? Well,
Yeah,
it's not going to be.
Bucks interviewed him for the special teams.
He's going to get a job immediately.
I would hate to see him go.
Yeah.
Out of all the coaches, get rid of Austin, get rid of Smith. He has a couple head coach interviews.
Which I don't understand that. I don't understand how Arthur Smith has any interviews.
Yeah. I thought you were saying, I don't understand why the Steelers are getting rid of him.
No, I understand that for sure. I just don't understand how he has interviews. And I honestly think that none of them are going to fall through. I don't think he gets a head coach job.
Didn't Smith have a top 5 offense with the Titans?
Yeah, so that's why that interview made sense, because when he was with the Titans, he had a good offense with Ryan Tannehill when Mike Vrabel was the head coach. So I could see the Titans being like, "Oh, let's bring that back," But that was years ago.
Yeah,
that was a long while ago.
The only one we haven't talked about, Stefanski to the Falcons.
Yeah, man.
Did you think he was a great coach to begin with?
No, I don't like Stefanski, and here's my problem with it. So, and we talked about this last episode or 2 episodes ago, whatever it was. So even when Stefanski had the cast around him, could not perform offensively. He was an offensive coordinator for the Vikings, who were okay, and then he comes over to the Browns in 2020, and he has people like Baker, Jarvis in his prime, obviously Odell Beckham, Nick Chubb, David Njoku, a lot of good offensive players, and he couldn't get it done. And then those players go somewhere else and perform.
And honestly, I think they stuck with Stefanski for so long because of their 2020 season. They made it to the divisional.
Yeah, that's the thing. He made one playoff berth, right? And had one playoff win in the wild card.
And that's just because truly the Steelers beat themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily him making them that good. And you bring in Stefanski as a head coach because he's going to be some great offensive coordinator, and their offense has been horrible.
Yeah.
And the problem I have with him is, and I watch a lot of Browns football, not because they're not my favorite team, but I watch them a lot because they're kind of my favorite local team, we'll say. But yeah, and I like them because they suck. So I'm rooting for them because they suck. Anyways, Stefanski does not utilize the running back properly. I can tell you, and you're a Steelers fan, I bet you can attest to this. How many times did Stefanski refuse to give the ball to Nick Chubb until the fourth quarter when they're losing and they start handing the ball off and Nick Chubb's ripping off 30-yard runs and he's got 100 and some rushing yards?
Kind of sounds like the Ravens a little bit.
Yeah. You kind of forget you have a running back who's good. So now the Falcons hire Stefanski, and who do they have as their running back? Potentially one of the best in the NFL.
Yeah.
So they're not going to utilize him?
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know.
I don't see the Falcons being much better. And maybe we're going to be wrong. Giants are going to be pretty good. If not next year, give him 2 years. He's got a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where McDermott goes, if he goes anywhere.
Do you think he'll go anywhere? I personally don't.
I had texted you earlier saying the Ravens. I just feel like he is going to get picked up. I really do think McDermott with Lamar, Henry.
He's been a long-time head coach, has had some success, and he's also had some really bad losses. So I could see someone picking him up. I don't see why they should, but I could see it.
I'm telling you now, it's going to be the Ravens.
All right. Well, Noah's calling it right now. Ravens for Sean McDermott.
There we go. So next up, we have the segment, What Are You Thinking?
What are you thinking, man? Let's do it. This week's What Are You Thinking was a pretty crucial play, big scenario. Why don't you tell us about it?
You're definitely referring to the Bills game, right?
Oh, well, there was also some What Are You Thinkings there. Maybe on the players.
You know what? You
This
were
one's gonna be
talking
on
about the
coaches.
Niners versus Seahawks.
All right, Noah. So obviously, like you said, 49ers Seahawks. Give us the rundown. Tell us about the game. What's going on?
I mean, Raheed Shaheed, 95-yard kickoff return.
First play of the game.
Kicker tried to trip him.
Yeah.
Didn't work, obviously.
That was actually hilarious to watch.
I mean,
he tried to literally slide tackle him like he's a soccer player, which he probably was.
did you
Which
hear,
is clearly a penalty.
Did you? I think that might have been the loudest that stadium has been
Oh
since.
my gosh, yeah. Since
the Beastquake.
Legion of Boom, since the Legion of Boom era, that that team with Marshawn. Oh my gosh.
So obviously the momentum is going towards the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
And the Niners, I mean, they got to get momentum back. And the play that we are going to talk about definitely didn't help their.
Not at all.
Yeah, no.
No. Well,
What are you thinking?
what are you thinking?
So Nate usually starts this off, but when I look at this,
No one wants to coach up right now.
No,
so I'm gonna let him. Let's go. Talk real quick.
I just want to talk 4th and 1, and we're gonna go to the short side of the field.
Man, he stole my thunder.
But
you're right.
I mean, I don't get it.
So let's talk about it schematically here, Noah. Like you mentioned, they're on the right hash, short side of the field is to the right. So what we're going to get here is we're going to get essentially like a fullback stretch play to use check. Okay, he's lined up in the offset here. They're going to hand it off to him. He's going to run stretch to the right. But in reality, it's actually a speed option. So he gets the handoff. You could be thinking fullback dive. Obviously, they're pinched up front here. So you could be thinking fullback dive. He gets it on the left side and runs stretch right. It turns into a speed option play. I don't mind the play. In fact, when I saw this, as soon as the play started, I'm like, yes. Like I know what they're doing, speed option. This is a great play. But there's a lot of problems here of why it's not a great play. It is, but it's not. Like you mentioned, they decide, let's go short side of the field. Okay?
I don't like it.
If you're running speed option, it's a horrible decision.
Yeah.
Unless they're overcompensated like crazy to the field side, which most of the time doesn't happen in the NFL because the hashes are so close. If it's high school, you see it a lot because the hashes are wider, so the field side's way bigger, right? But they're not. They're in a balanced look. They got 4 down linemen, 2 walk-ups, 2 backers, 2 safeties. It's the most balanced look you could possibly get, actually. So they decide, let's go short side instead of field side. They also decide to go away from the number 1 tackle in the NFL.
Hall of Famer you.
Hall of Fame tackle.
Trent Williams.
If you're going to run this play and it is your go-to play, why do you not run it to your best tackle on your team?
And just to piggyback off what you said, Nate, this tight end is a backup tight end.
That's not George Kittle. That's Tunges.
Tunges.
That's your backup tight end. So you don't go towards your best tackle. You don't go towards your best tight end because he's not in the field. And you go to the short side.
Yeah.
It is a lose-lose-lose situation right now. And you go towards DeMarcus Lawrence. So schematically, I like the play. Situationally, absolutely not. Let's watch it. Once again, we're going to get that action to the left, speed option to the right. Negative yards, fumble. Horrible.
Who's their OC?
Horrible. First off, their OC is the legendary Kyle Shanahan, who is an amazing play caller. And I'm sure we're going to see so many of his plays on this podcast. In fact, I know we will because he's so good. But that was a bad decision, okay? I like the play. Run it the other way, dude. Run it the other way.
With your Hall of Fame tackle.
Change it up a little bit, go towards your better blocker. Go towards a better tight end, whatever you have to do. Better blocking tight end.
I mean, great coach.
I mean,
What are you thinking?
I mean, let's roll through it again here. They get instant pressure, like we mentioned. DeMarcus Lawrence absolutely blows this up, okay? Forces him outside. Look where DeMarcus Lawrence is. You have your backup tight end, Tunges. He's moved back. He's not. He can't even take on a corner. That's a corner, by the way. That corner should be down here. And in fact, he gets blown up by the corner. So they get no upfield pressure. They get immediate pressure from the defense and run a speed option when you have no room to run it. I mean, what are you thinking?
So here's a new segment that I think is going to work out pretty good. Nate and I both coach, and something that we've done throughout the years, I mean, we were sitting in college just on our notes, drawing up plays.
Writing down plays, man.
And so
on napkins. Literally anywhere we're at, putting down plays. Could be on a restaurant napkin.
So we call this segment Whiteboard Wednesday. And this is just us, drawing up a play, talking about it, and we're going to see where it goes.
So let's get into Whiteboard Wednesday. All right, guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Wednesday. Obviously, we're going to be doing this segment weekly, and it is more built towards coaches. Obviously, if you like football, this is going to make sense to you, or you're going to enjoy this segment. But if you're a coach, you're really going to like this. So we're going to pick one of my favorite schemes, run plays, whatever, put them up there, talk about it, diagnose it, and then you are going to let me know in the comments down below if you would run this play for your offense. So here we go. First off, and sorry about the setup, we're going to get a bigger whiteboard eventually. We're going to go with a tight 2x2 formation here. Okay, so we're going to bring in our receivers. We're bringing this extra receiver, probably about 2-3 yards split off the tackle. Tight end's going to be right off the tackle attached. Outside receiver over here is going to be split once again 2-3 yards, and we're going to have our V about a yard off the tackle there. It's going to be under center formation, under center with the running back and a pistol look. All right, so now we got to draw our coverage. We're going to start off with a cover 3 look today. So we're going to take a corner. Obviously our safety, another corner. We're going to just do a 5, 3, 2I, 5 look. And then let's get our strong backer, our Sam, obviously to the tight end. Mike, Will, and then our safety, down safety type player right there. Okay, so we're going to go cover 3. Now, let's start off with our route starting from the left to the right. We're going to take this X receiver. We're going to lead him on a post right down the middle of the field, okay? This is a tight formation, so obviously we're not going skinny post, and it also depends on what level of football you're at in terms of hashes and all that. But we're going to take our X receiver, post right down the middle. We're telling him aim at the safety, okay? Because we want the safety to end up making a decision here. So we're going to go right at him. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this Y. He's going to actually fold inside to block ABC, okay? From there, our quarterback's going to go with a play action. Back's going to end up coming out to the flat here. Then we're going to take our V receiver on a deep over. Okay, it's going to be about 15, 17 yards. And then finally, this Z receiver here is going to run probably about a 6 to 8 step out route. Okay, so that's the route combination. Now we're going to go with the progression. Okay, so where are we telling our quarterback to look? We're going to tell him first is going to be deep shot post. Okay, from there we're going to come down to the over route for 2. Now the last part of the progression, usually I like doing 3-player progressions. This is kind of up to you and what you think you can do. There's also just depends on what the defense is doing. So for right now, we'll go here to the flat for 3. Okay, so here's what I'm telling my quarterback to look for. Obviously, it's a progression, so he's looking post, over, flat. But what we're really trying to do is focus on this safety here, the free safety at the top. So we have an over route and a post route. If the free safety drops and carries this post route, obviously we're not going to go there. We're going to come down to the over route. It's a high-low situation here. If he comes down to the over route, and that's covered, let's say this corner bails, right? Bails and comes right here to the over route, then we would come down to our last in the progression, which is the flat, okay? Now, obviously, we have a play action, so we're trying to get these guys to bite. Sam and Mike, right? So they're down inside. Corner bails, we come down to the flat. Now, you're also probably wondering, why do we have an out route over here? Now, let's say it is cover 3, right? Most of the time, let's say probably 80, 90% of the time, corners will respect an 8 step out. That's about a 10, 12 yard route, okay? So most likely, that's deep enough where he's going to come down to this route. So if we do end up beating this free on the post, this corner is not in a deep zone. He's attached to this out, which leaves this wide open for the post, So that's the play. Now let's talk about how we call it. Okay, so this is a Yankee concept. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. So we're going to call this is a tight 2x2. We call that deuce. So I'm going to call that deuce. And then we're going to call it deuce right close. Okay, because we tag the receivers to come in close. We call it deuce right close. Then from there, we're going to go to the play action, which is Dallas. Dallas left. And then the concept, which is Yankee. Okay? So this would be deuce right close, Dallas left, Yankee. All right, so deuce left close, or deuce right close, which is the formation. Dallas left, which is the play action. And then Yankee, which is the concept. Okay? This is a great play against cover 3. It beats man. It can also beat quarters. You can do a bunch of different variations here to make it work better. But this one I primarily like against cover 3. And I think you can use this on all levels. Obviously, it depends on coaching. You got to get your guys to understand what you're doing, and you have to suit it towards them. So anyone, I think, can do this play at any level. You know, and I want to let you guys know, I want you to let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Would you run this play or not? All right, Yankee concept. Deuce right close, Dallas left, Yankee. That's Whiteboard Wednesday. Let's go.
For our next segment, we are going to take it to Sayla Says.
Sayla Says.
So this is my favorite segment of the podcast, Sayla Says. Sayla is my 7-month-old daughter, and she is currently 5 for 5, which is 50%, with her football predictions throughout the playoffs.
5 wins, 5 losses. Through playoffs only.
And that's not bad. We are filming this Monday morning, so we're not going to post our reactions to the upcoming games, but we will be sure to post her predictions on YouTube as well as TikTok and Facebook.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on all those: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Will post it. We post shorts on everything. So.
And one of the Sayla Says videos made it to what, about 22,000
Sayla's
views.
popping off.
So
she's got a lot of views.
You know, the people like it, and we are going to continue it.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna recap Sayla's picks from last week and talk about those games and, you know, maybe what could have, you know, what might have affected the outcomes and stuff like that. So we'll kick it off with Texans Patriots. You know, I think if I'm correct, she fumbled this pick a little bit, and you know, it was a kind of toss up for her.
Which would
but
be,
she chose,
you know,
the Texans.
Her fumble in the pick would be,
you know, close game.
No, that's basically what happened all game.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, her fumbling the ball is what happened in the legitimate game.
Oh, my goodness.
So
it was
she was
snowing, raining, cold.
No, I mean, just like Noah said, the Texans had 5 turnovers. Patriots had 3. The ball was out. Like, I mean, and that doesn't just tell one story. Like, there was 8 turnovers, like legit, but there was probably 20 fumbles. And luckily the team actually got the ball back, so it's not a turnover.
Was there actually that much?
Dude, there was so many fumbles. Every time I looked up at the screen, fumble, fumble, fumble. I think I actually saw it. There was 20 was obviously an exaggeration. I was just joking by saying 20.
Typical Cowboys.
But there was 8 fumbles in the game.
Yeah. Stroud had 4 interceptions. May had 1. Obviously, the team that has the most turnovers is typically, throughout history, they lose the game. And the Patriots just found a way to win it 28-16.
Yeah, close game still, so not too far off, obviously, 12-point game.
And let's just talk about this. The Patriots being back in the AFC Championship.
It's wild to think of. And you know what's even crazier?
They were not that good last year.
You know what's even crazier, though?
Best to worst?
If they win, I'm, like, not mad about it. So, like, when Brady left the Patriots, I was like, thank goodness I don't want to see the Patriots in the Super Bowl in the next 20 years. But now that they have a chance to win, I'm like not even mad about it. Because it's a completely different team.
To be honest, I'm kind of hoping that Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos find a way to upset them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sick of, you know, obviously the Chiefs aren't going to the Super Bowl. The Eagles aren't going to the Super Bowl. I was kind of hoping the Bills would have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, the Broncos went to the Super Bowl within the last 10 years, but I'm not mad at them going back. And I think it would be kind of cool for this quarterback that, you know, backup quarterback to go in, get it done versus, is it at home or away? It's in Denver.
Yeah.
So, that's going to help a little bit. I'm really hoping that next week, and maybe I'm speaking ahead, basically what I'm saying is I don't want to see the Patriots.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then. What if the Broncos go to Super Bowl, but they get absolutely destroyed because they have a backup quarterback?
And that happened.
Would you
Seahawks, Broncos?
Yeah, but with the backup quarterback.
Oh, backup quarterback.
Like what I'm saying is, what if they get absolutely destroyed because they have a backup quarterback? Would you regret that decision, like that thought process? Would you rather see the Patriots so it's a closer game?
I'm going to be optimistic. What if Jarrett Stidham
that was my next point. It could be the next Nick Foles.
Nick Foles and goes in and he wins it.
That would be awesome.
But
like I'm saying after the game's over, if the Broncos got completely destroyed, Jarrett Stidham throws 5 interceptions, are you wishing the Patriots were in the Super Bowl?
I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a backup quarterback. Yeah. And I really think the Seahawks are going to be the team that goes there. I really do think it might be a Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl.
Unfortunately, I have to disagree. I think it's going to be Seahawks-Patriots for sure. Or, sorry, Rams-Patriots.
Or we might be completely wrong, and it's going...
we could be also completely wrong. It's the complete opposite.
So,
well, let's move on to the next one.
I guess we'll see. Bears-Rams, 20-17 overtime. Caleb Williams, he looked really good. He did something very unconventional towards the end, but it worked. Kind of looked a little Patrick Mahomes-like. All
right, Chris Collinsworth has joined the podcast here. But, no, just like you said, Caleb Williams, although he made some mistakes in this game, I think he played really, really good. I mean, he's only a second-year player, kind of like same Drake May situation. But at the end of the day, obviously, the Rams came out top. Stafford
the lights were too bright.
Lights might have been a little bit too bright. Threw a really, really crucial interception. But before even that...
Is that on the 47-yard line?
If you guys, 47, 48.
Something like that.
If you saw his game-tying touchdown pass...
Insane.
To Cole Kmet, oh my goodness. I mean, that was
I really don't know what
incredible.
the defense was.
Incredible.
You had 2 guys in the end, 2 defenders in the end zone. And, I mean, it was back left corner of the end zone.
Yeah, I mean,
what were they?
Now to the other side of it, the offensive side of it. Obviously, we talked about the defense there. I really liked the play call from Ben Johnson. I don't know if you saw it, but what they did is they actually had the receiver outside, and the tight end who caught it inside of him. So he was a slot receiver. They motioned the tight end out instead of in, to get a one-on-one matchup. So when they motioned the tight end out, the corner had to guard the tight end.
Okay.
So now you have a complete size mismatch, right? So he had the size mismatch, which ended up playing out to be obviously very important because Caleb Williams scrambles and chucks it up to his 6'5" tight end who's on a corner that's 5'11", and you saw the rest. I mean, it was an amazing pass, and it was a pretty well-designed play, actually.
And something that I was shocked about was Matt Stafford did not play, I'd say, his best game.
No.
Completing only 20 out of 42 passes.
Less than 50%.
Kyron Williams, 2 touchdowns. I mean, I think he was the X factor in that game. He only had, 80?
Yeah, almost 90 rushing yards, which is good. I mean, I don't know how he did on the receiving end, but
so they were effective in the red zone.
Yeah,
that's what that stat tells us. Again, Rams in the championship. Yeah, excited to see. Something I'm excited to see in this championship game is you have the Rams and Matt Stafford going up against one of his top X receivers, Cooper Kupp, the Seahawks.
That's true. Record-setting receiver. I mean, they broke records together.
Cooper Kupp played a good game for Seattle, too.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, he's kind of coming on here in the playoffs a little bit. Didn't really do much in the regular season, obviously, compared to what he has done. But, obviously, when you have JSN on the team, that's going to happen. So,
speaking about the Seahawks, was Sayla right about this pick? I forget.
Sayla chose the Seahawks.
Okay.
So she got this right.
41-6.
Yeah. And obviously, previously, forgot to mention, Sayla chose the Bears she chose the Rams. Mm-hmm. So she got the Rams correct. They beat the Bears. And now she picks the Seahawks, and she got that correct as well.
So she got both AFC teams wrong, both NFC teams right.
Yep, so she did predict the NFC Championship game.
Seahawks game. What a crazy game.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I mean,
from start to finish.
I mean,
from the first
a
play.
95-yard touchdown out the gate.
That kind of set the
Kickoff
tone,
return.
you know.
Yeah. And I heard that place hadn't been that loud or crazy since the Beastquake, Marshawn Lynch.
I believe it, man. Especially in that, scenario. Mm-hmm. I don't remember if the Beastquake run was in a playoff game. That's probably a regular season game. But for that to happen in a playoff game, that place had to be nuts.
And for me, I mean, I didn't watch this game live. I actually went to the gym the next day. I hopped on the bike and I was watching the highlights on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it just seemed like the Niners just could never get anything going.
No, they couldn't.
They were throwing screen passes, kind of relying on McCaffrey. The Niners have been riddled by injuries all season. They still went in with an optimistic attitude.
Yeah,
basically,
especially after winning the first round.
Yeah. But the Seahawks, I would not be shocked if the Seahawks ended up winning the Super Bowl.
The Seahawks look good, man. And honestly, I'd be happy about it because Sam Darnold. Like his story, and now he's a
People don't talk about him enough.
He starts off on the Jets, which we know the Jets. That's like a cursed franchise at this point. Yeah.
I mean, Rodgers couldn't even get it done there.
No.
I mean, he was hurt.
Yeah, but still. Even then, he probably wouldn't have. He didn't the next year. But he bounces around, Sam Darnold, backup position, gets his start for injury with the Vikings, 14 wins. 14 wins. Then he gets traded, or he signed, or whatever it was, either cut, traded, whatever, or goes somewhere else. Seahawks, 14 wins. He's 28 in, what would that be, 6 in the regular season? 28-6 in 2 seasons.
That's insane.
That is wild. And that doesn't include playoffs.
And looking back, the Seahawks were smart going and getting a player like Cooper Kupp, a veteran leader, somebody who's reliable to catch. I mean,
they made all the right offseason decisions.
100%.
They traded for Rashid Shaheed. And Mike McDonald, obviously, I think it's his second or third year as the coach. Comes from Michigan University, was D coordinator. And obviously their defense is fantastic in Seattle.
Not enough people are talking about the Seahawks.
No.
And here's
honestly,
the thing.
No. Because I think most people don't believe still.
It's not even that. I really do think, and this is going to be the next game, people talk a lot about the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Bills lost versus the Broncos 33-30 in overtime. I mean, at what point do we, is Josh Allen a highlight player and not an actual, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to talk about that here in a little bit, and that's a big question mark. I agree with you.
They just fired their head coach.
Yep, he's gone.
So it's going to be interesting to see what the Bills look like this next offseason. Salo was obviously wrong with this pick. She chose
the Bills over the Broncos.
Yeah.
And it was a close game. Now, to her benefit, okay, this is like the third game that the team she picked 1,000% should have won the game.
Yep.
Right?
Maybe.
But they blew it. So let's start off with this game. Bills-Broncos, if you watch this game, insane. Okay, this game was wild, controversial, whatever you want to say it or not. Personally, myself, I don't think it's controversial. I think it was called correctly. I think
clear cut.
It was clear cut.
You got to.
But the problem is, the Bills should have won this game, but Josh Allen blew it. As great as a player he is, he sold the game. I mean, like you mentioned, and this is where we pick up from, where we met. What Noah mentioned was at halftime, right before halftime, Josh Allen is scrambling. They're trying to get 3 points. Maybe, they got a little bit of clock, but really not much. No timeouts. And it almost looked like he lateraled it backwards. Mm-hmm. Like it was like almost intentional.
I mean, I think his arm was hit. So
yeah, it was.
I don't know.
But it almost looks like he was like trying to lateral the ball.
Honestly, that could have been our "What are you thinking?"
And I almost thought about that too. Is if it's that bad, we pick a player instead of a coach.
Yeah.
Because that was bad. Like, what are you thinking? Dude?
But
oh my gosh.
I mean, and it's easier to say this now than when you are watching the game.
Yeah.
But this game went into overtime because it was tied up.
Yeah. I mean, that, and here I got a stat for you. Off Josh Allen's 4 turnovers, 3 of them resulted in points, into a total of 9 points. In those 3 they scored on, the Broncos started on the Bills side of the field.
Bills should be playing Patriots next week or this week.
Broncos. Bills. You're right. My bad. Yeah, I mean, I agree. 9 points off turnovers. This is a 3-point game. This game never goes overtime, and the Bills win.
Yeah.
I mean,
we should have Bills Patriots in the championship.
And that would be electric to see.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because they already faced each other twice this year in 1-1.
Divisional
matchup. It would have been amazing. It would have been cinema. But sorry, Bills fans. One, the controversial call should never even have got to that point because of the fact that Josh Allen blew it. Mm-hmm. And two, I'm just going to put it out there right now. As a ball knower myself, and Noah is also a ball knower, and he's going to agree with me, that was 1,000,000% an interception. And let's tell him why.
Oh, we're about to go in on it.
Let's tell him why.
All right, let's tell him.
So here's the problem with the situation. And Bills fans, you need to understand this because I think I've seen so many tweets from Bills fans, and they just don't understand football. It's like actually incredible to listen to.
Yeah.
When the DB is going for the football and touches the football, okay? Noah's a receiver, I'm the DB. When you're like this, it was like this, okay? At that point, the DB is the receiver.
Yep.
He has all of the rules and everything on his side as a receiver, okay? He touches the ball, lands on top of the receiver, so therefore he is not down, and then rips the ball and lands on his feet, and that's an interception. If it was reversed roles, that's a reception for the receiver, and he probably runs and scores a touchdown.
Here's the thing. I know a lot of America wants to see the Bills in the Super Bowl. And
I wouldn't have minded it either. I'm not an anti-Bill guy.
I will say, I don't know what it's been about this season, but, I mean, the rules, I can't agree that the rules need to be more clear-cut.
Yeah,
and
totally
the officiating needs to be more consistent.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's definitely a lot of bias going on.
100%.
Because, again, America wants to see the Bills win.
Yep.
There's this Josh Allen needs to be in the Super Bowl, but he hasn't been able to get it done the last 5 years. And on top of that, you have no Mahomes, you have no Jackson.
I mean, this was the year if it happens, right?
And now you just fired your head coach.
Like, he had the easiest walk to the Super Bowl
100%
that he ever has had throughout his career, and completely fumbled the bag.
Which tells me that Josh Allen is a highlight quarterback and not an actual championship quarterback.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, Noah. I have to agree with you.
You have to.
I have to agree with you. I mean, I like Josh Allen, but like Noah's saying, this is not the time for highlights. I mean, obviously, people utilize his highlights and say, oh, he's carrying the team. He's doing what he has to. And he is. But when you are completely blowing it in a big game like that, but with your highlights, if he does the smart thing on those 4 plays, they win the game.
I tell you this. Yeah.
Even half of them. 2 plays.
I will even go as far to say that 1 play before halftime.
Yeah, 1 play. Yeah, no, right there. And that was...
Tuck the ball.
And that's the worst one of all because it's not a bad pass that was picked off. It's not like... He literally was being reckless and careless and fumbled the football, and they get 3 points.
And
that's why most coaches take a knee right there.
Yep.
And he blew it.
So I think he was right to say I let my teammates down at the end because he's let them down.
Yeah, and at least he understands that because
he
definitely did. He could have blamed many of things, but
which they did.
Yeah.
We just
and they also did blame the refs. Which
that entire
I don't agree.
It's the one thing I don't like about football is, when things don't go your way, you take to Twitter and you take 1 play and make it the entire game.
Yep.
But nobody wants to talk about the other plays that led them to that point.
100%.
So
yeah, everyone's looking at the end of the game. You need to look at the beginning of the game. Because if they don't do what they did, they never gets to that point.
I will say there was 1 play throughout that, and this is just me talking about officiating. There was a clear pass interference call at the end from the Broncos to the Bills. It should have put them on the 1 yard line.
I think that was on Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. I mean, the guy had him by his. I mean,
he
grabbed his
totally
arm
agree.
and his jersey. If we're going to talk about any play that should have went the Bills' way,
It'd be that one.
it would have been that one. There was another one where Josh Allen is, backed up against his own end zone, and there's a clear holding call. I mean, the guy is,
That's a safety.
he's hugging him.
If he's in the end zone, it's a safety.
But nobody's talking about that.
No.
But then we want to take the clear interception. I get it. You, as a receiver, you have to survive the ground. You can catch the ball. He caught the ball, but he did not survive the ground. And if you look at the other angle, the Broncos defender's arm is in between the ball and the chest.
Yep.
And he rips it out.
And the ball never touched the ground. Like, it couldn't have been. And everyone's complaining, oh, the refs should have took their time and they should have reviewed it and all that. And, like, here's the thing. One, they have New York for that. Like, as soon as that play immediately ends, New York's looking at it. So the refs did review it. They didn't get together and talk about it, but New York called them in and goes, yeah, hey, we got confirmation it's interception.
It doesn't need to be a 10-minute discussion.
No, it doesn't.
It was a clear
And it was
interception.
clear cut. If you know the rules, it's clear cut.
This is such a hot topic right now that Nate and I actually, after this video, are going to break down that play and talk about the actual NFL rules and then post that video on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those good things.
So make sure you subscribe. Check that out.
So again, Sayla, what is she?
Sayla's 2-2. 2-2 this week. 3-3 last week. So
She's batting about
5-5.
50%. I'm excited. I mean, if history repeats itself, she's going to get at least one of the games correct.
Hopefully she gets the positive record.
She got both NFC games correct. She hasn't done the picks yet.
She's got a chance to go 3 wins in a row here,
So-
which will put her at 8-5. So
We'll
that
see.
could be exciting. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and share this podcast to all your friends. All right, we need to reach the world here and get some more subscribers to really see what we got putting down here. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like. From Nate and Noah, this is Run It Again. Peace out.